Hi guys, welcome back to Zen with Jen. Today's topic is going to be co-parenting. I know, believe me, I know that this subject is a little touchy and we all have our opinions, but I would just kind of like to lay down some stuff that's going on in my mind that I just feel like I need to let out, right? This topic can be dealt with in many different views. I think it all comes down to perception and what parts of relationship you choose to put focus on. I've seen all types of co-parenting styles, from the bitter exes to the bum-ass dads to the gold-digging moms. My friend said it best. He said the woman looking for sponsorship, the narcissist control of parents. But what all these styles have in common is kids. I see that adults can somehow be so wrapped up in the outside noise and in the fluff, and because kids are kids, the emotional effect is overlooked and in some cases dismissed. For me, it was important for me to instill a family unit in my children, for them to understand and to see us lead by example while staying a unit, even though things are falling out of our control. I want to raise healthy children, and I want one of their values to be family. So when our family was falling apart, I knew that I just needed to focus on the things that I could control. Because no matter how good a schedule can be, and no matter how much involvement a parent has or doesn't, it's all new for everyone, and it's important for your child or children to feel seen, heard, a part of the changes, and you can only hope that it's in a positive way. This has been one of the hardest years of parenting for me, to say the least, and I'm still currently going through so many emotions. But what keeps me grounded is my core value I thought about while making the decision before becoming a single parent. I knew that I wanted to feel like I had control while everything around me was falling apart. I wanted to set the tonality of how this new change was going to affect all of us. My kids will always be my main priority. So open communication was important for us. For all of us to openly talk about the way that we feel, to openly talk about if they were uncomfortable with the situation, to really give their input of how they would like to move forward with separated parents. Really get their involvement on what a schedule is going to look like for them day to day, week to week, month to month, even though it might not work with the two adults. We really wanted to make sure that our children had an input and that they really seen their two parents push their ego aside and make it about them. It is so important for them to feel included and seen. I also became very clear of the type of environment that I wanted to create for my kids. While they were home, how I wanted them to feel and how I wanted them to still thrive. And I wanted them to still feel that they had a space to be creative and productive. 2020, the kids were homeschooled due to the pandemic, and my kids thrived. And we were freshly moved into a new apartment, freshly separated parents, bam, a pandemic. But the kids developed discipline skills, time management. They were dealing with so many changes at once. It was cool to kind of see them adapt. That they made no excuses on why they couldn't continue to move forward. They just took the punches and rolled with them. That is so important. That's an important skill, an important mindset to have, to really say, you know what, I can only focus on the things I can control. Their minds are so fresh to the world. Hurt is something as adults that we should not want to pass down, at least for me. I know that is my number one X on the top of the list. I do not want to pass down hurt to my children. Our job as parents is to protect them from the world and to show them what love looks like and feels like. And I knew that that's what I wanted to pour into them, rather than my hurt from the relationship or from my hurt from the outside. I think that has pretty much been my main focus, and as long as I stay very clear with my core values, it does help me check in to make sure that I'm keeping myself and my kids intact with everything that's been going on. As we are trying to figure out what co-parenting style works best for us. Thanks for listening. As always, stay pretty, not petty. Peace and love, Jen.